Hello, you're watching Straight from the Doctor's Desk with me, Dr. Audra Purcell. Today, we are talking about motivation, how to find your motivation and how to stay motivated. We're also talking about some common reasons people lose their motivation and get stuck. So how do you find motivation and keep going when life seems to wear you down? In this video, I'm going to talk about the importance of being motivated and how to find your own inner source of inspiration. As I mentioned, I'm Dr. Audra Purcell, and I help women struggling with health and hormonal issues reclaim their health and their life using natural medicine, no drugs and no surgery. In this video, I want to talk about something that's really important for all of us, which is motivation. A lot of people think it's a magic thing that some people have and other people don't. And it's just not true. Anyone can be motivated if they know where to look and what to do. And a lot of motivated women lose their motivation at some point in their lives and come to me saying, I want that mojo back. So hang around here. I'm going to share my top tips for finding your motivation as we go along. So where does motivation come from? It all begins with finding your why. What are you trying to achieve and why do you want to do it? Today, we're talking about health and making health a priority to stay motivated. But we really could be talking about anything in life that you want to prioritize. It could be an activity or a skill you want to master, learning another language, achieving some type of recognition. All of these things require motivation. And everyone has their own reasons for wanting to be healthier. Some people want to be healthier so that they can live longer with a great quality of life. Others want to be healthier because they don't like the way they look or they feel, and it's depressing. Some people want to better their health so that they can have more energy and better mental clarity to do what they want with the people that they love. And still others want to be healthier so that they can set a good example for their children or be able to be active with their kids or their grandkids and not miss out on those bucket list trips that make such great memories. So whatever your reasons are, finding your why for you is very important. And I'm glad that you're joining me here. We are what we habitually do. Okay. So here's a great example. Becky called me in the spring of 2021. She was mortified that during the pandemic, she had put on 30 pounds. She said it was stress, and the stress had driven her to drink a bottle of wine each night. She was shocked at what she had gained, and she was really down on herself. So I helped her with a food plan and told her that wine wasn't a good long-term stress management tool. So on her own, she decided to swap it out for yoga. So she started doing daily yoga. It became her new bottle of wine. And this year, when I spoke with her, she was down 27 pounds. So yes, you are what you habitually do. The grass isn't greener on the other side. The grass is greener where there's more water and there's more fertilizer. It's where you put your attention. So if you want the rest of your year to be better than the first half, it is crucial to not repeat it. It's time to make another story for yourself and choose another path. If you want something different, then it is important to take action and be open to change and be open to changing your habits, because you can't keep doing the same things that got you stuck in the first place. Did you know that only 8% of people's New Year's resolutions stick? That means that 92% of people's resolutions fail before the end of the year. So if we want to make a change, how do we ensure that we're not going to end up in that 92% group? I think it's good to highlight a few things about human nature. The first one is we underestimate small change. And that is the way that real changes occur. In fact, that's how we heal, one day at a time. That's why it's important to have a mentor, someone to coach you through the day until those incremental improvements take place and you can notice them. Most of us give up too quickly before we can see the real change. Think of it this way. If you get 1% better every day, you will be 37% better by the end of the year. Next, we give up and fail before the results start coming in. So it's right around week 2 or 3 that we enter something called the valley of disappointment. It begins to set in. Thoughts like, This is harder than I thought. This isn't as fun as I thought. The scale isn't moving. I still can't fit into my pants after all this effort. You're probably familiar with the negative talk. The next issue is that we start with do instead of who. Real life changes start with who over do. Who will you be enforces what you will do. Commitment to your identity first, and then your identity changes your behaviors. So you need to ask yourself, who do you want to be? And then how are you going to do it? And then go do it. So the framework for success is who, how, do. The framework for failure is do it first. You don't know how to figure it out. And then you don't know who you want to be. So your identity is the single most important thing. It's how you see yourself. It's the power of your mind, who you are, and the direction that you want to move in. So you don't have time to get to the end of this year to be the same or worse. And I encourage you not to let another day or week or month go by without deciding who you want to be health-wise by the end of this year. Same goes for me. Who I am is the sum total of my daily habits. 40 to 50% of what's happening in my life is from habit. It's not from conscious decision. Habits reinforce who I want to be. And real life changes happen with small, consistent habits. And then our habits reinforce our identity. So how do we set a new habit? Well, really, it requires three things. Motivation has zero impact on setting a new habit. You just need to set the time, you need to set the place, and you need to go do it. And you need to make it obvious. So time and location, just schedule it. The next thing is make it easy. Go for a walk. Start with that. Next is build a community around it where people reinforce the direction of who you want to be. There is this kind of thing where starting a good habit is hard at first, but then it becomes easy. Bad habits are easy to start, but hard to live with. Good habits are hard to start, but easy to live with. The key is to take a bad habit and make it invisible. You don't really want to rely on self-control or white knuckling it. You kind of want to remove the whole temptation. For example, if each night you get hungry and you start craving chips and you know that you eat half the bag, you might want to remove chips from the pantry or from your light line of sight. You want to kind of attack the cue and then remove it. You know, there really comes a time for every single one of us where we feel like we cannot get out of the hole that we're stuck in. And really, that's why I'm here. There could be underlying health issues such as inflammation, weight gain, effects of sleep, of stress, lack of sleep, hormonal imbalances that prevent you from getting motivated. If you feel really stuck, you're at the end of your rope and you're looking at yourself in a mirror, you're thinking, I need help. It's time to ask for help. You can learn more about me and how I serve at www.drandreapurcell.com. I want to thank you so much for joining me here on YouTube, and I hope you got some pearls to help you get motivated. Stay tuned for another episode when we post it next week. Take good care.